Let's review this book. Together let's take a look. Would you buy it or would you leave it? Let's review this book. Let's review this book. Together let's take a look. Would you like to keep it or would you let it go? Tell me in the comments below. Does it make the world a better place? Does it put a smile upon Mother Nature's face? Is it helping the animals to be free? Will it help us grow our empathy? Let's review this book. Together let's take a look. Would you like to keep it or would you let it go? Tell me in the comments below. Hello students! Welcome to class. As you saw from the opening song, we're going to be reviewing this book. I don't know if you noticed, but it is a book for young explorers by the National Geographic Society. But if you look here, you can see that it is from 1973. This is a book that was free at the edge of someone's driveway after they had a garage sale. It was never sold. So I often pick up books that I see because I have a good time sort of looking at them and seeing if they are speciesist books or not. And you guys can also decide for yourselves as you look at this what you think of it. Now I'm going to tell you right away, in my view, I think this is a speciesist book and I wouldn't recommend it for children simply because of the fact that they talk in here about using bees, using them as commodities, stealing their honey, and I'm against that. However, there are some nice pictures in here and you can see that they're talking about what the bees do. And sometimes these kinds of books are good for kids because they encourage them to learn about the animal kingdom and to have some empathy for them. But of course, ideally, they wouldn't be talking about taking things from these innocent creatures. They would be just talking about admiring them from a distance and trying to see how we can build our society based on some of their models. Now, you know, we shouldn't be always imitating animals. For example, lions eat other animals, and we don't have to follow their bad behavior, but we can learn something from the ways that they cooperate. Talking about here about how thousands of bees live together, how they work together to keep their society going. It's kind of interesting. Here we're learning about the different parts of a bee. We have the antenna, the head, the thorax. Look at those beautiful wings. Abdomen, stinger, pollen brush, and an antenna cleaner. That's so cool. Look at that tongue. So if you give this book to a child and you talk about the different parts of the bees and the different kinds, you've got a queen, a drone, and a worker. If you talk about how fascinating they are and try to get children interested in nature, that's a good thing. Here's where we're seeing what goes on inside of their homes here. Each egg is shaped like a grain of rice. It hatches into a worm-like larva, which grows quickly. The larva turns into a pupa, and step by step, it takes the shape of a bee. 2 full-grown honeybees, a worker and a drone, chew the lids off their cells. They are ready to join the life of the colony. Interesting, isn't it? Look at that. Look at them lying there. It's like a nursery when you go to the hospital and all the babies are lined up. Talking about here how workers have many different chores in the hive. A bee pushes her tongue into her sister's mouth to take her load of nectar. She stores it in cells where it ripens into thick, sweet honey. So, in other words, honey is basically just bee vomit. Now we're talking about the drones, how they have big eyes to help them find the queen as she flies above the treetops. Now we have over here the enemies attack bees in the hive and field. A green praying mantis has caught a meal. Lovely. Fascinating. Uh-oh, here come the big bad humans to intervene. That's not good. Beekeepers carry wooden hives filled with bees to fields where flowers bloom. These man-made hives have rows of frames inside. The bees build honeycombs in these frames. Beekeepers lift the frames out to harvest the honey. In other words, to steal it. Would you like somebody to steal something from you? Have you ever had anything stolen from you? How about the most valuable thing that you have? That's all bees have is their honey. Do we have a right to exploit them, use them, steal from them? I don't think so. And that's why I don't encourage anyone to buy this book. We don't need to eat honey. You can eat other things that are sweet. You can grind up, for example, dates and put them in a jar, and that acts like a kind of a jam. You can also get maple syrup, which does not come from cruelty. And do you really need lipstick? I don't think so. There are other ways to use other products without exploiting animals. So, in my view, no, I wouldn't buy this book for children. There are other ways to teach them to love animals without teaching them to exploit them. I want to thank everybody for being here. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you enjoy this kind of book review, let me know what other kinds of books you'd like me to review. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's put our empathy into action. Miss KADIE will show us how.